Good morning and welcome to another snowy episode of Out of Spec Dave, where today we're going to be testing out the Chevy Volt in the snow. Now, the good news, this car is a front-wheel drive car, and you got the engine and you have the Voltec system all sitting over the front wheels. The battery is kind of towards the middle and the back of the car, or the midsection of the car, so that's not really going to help much. But let's see how a front-wheel drive car handles in the snow. Not sponsored in any way, but I have this really cool snow brush that I've been waiting to check out called the Snow Joe. Really pretty cool. I think this thing was like 15 bucks on eBay. It's got a couple of LED lights, which seems to be over-engineered there, but it's basically a sponge or a kind of like a pad as opposed to a brush that's better on the car, supposedly. And of course, I want to take care of my Volt. Now, because this Volt does not have 4G, I can't use the app in order to precondition or turn on the heat in the car and warm up the car. But I can use the key fob, the infamous key fob. And the way you do it is you push the lock button and then you hit the remote button. And let me show you what happens when you hit the lock button and then the remote. There, now, most likely the engine, there it goes. The engine kicks on and it'll warm up the car, turn on the heated seat, put on the rear defroster, and after I make my cup of coffee inside, I'll be all set to go and let this thing rip down Route 95 to Stanford. Bailey, you want to go to work with me in the snowstorm in the Chevy Volt? Huh? No, you got to stay home today, right? Did you like going out in the snow? Oh, yeah, it's so much fun. All right, so we're off. Heading to work in the Volt. Now, the Volt, as I mentioned before, is a front-wheel drive vehicle. A couple of things that I do like about this vehicle. First of all, it's, let's just see. It is as I mentioned before, it's a front-wheel drive car. Now, let me just see. I have all-season tires on, and it's snowy out here, folks. Oh, is it beautiful? It is absolutely beautiful. And tell you what, car so far feels fine. I'm really pushing it on this little side road here, but no, I'm taking it easy. Just going 25 miles an hour, but it tracks fine. There's not a lot of snow on the road. It looks like they've already plowed once. We're expecting about 10 to 12 inches of snow here in Fairfield County. I don't know. You can never believe what they're really saying. But yeah, we'll check this back out. We'll get this puppy on Route 95, and then we'll take it to work. All right, now the car has a low mode, which is regen, and I'm putting that in. It's not too much regen that it will spin the car out or anything like that. Now, BMW i3, if you put the regen on in snow like this, because it's a rear-wheel drive car, even though it has a lot of weight over the rear axle, the amount of regen that car has, it can actually spin out the rear. This, I didn't feel anything. It's very just pretty subtle and smooth. So accelerating out here, and fine. I mean, the road's just a little sloppy, couple of things I do like about this Volt for cold weather driving. I mentioned before, I showed you how I can actually precondition the cabin, not the battery, but the cabin inside. The heated seats are excellent in this car, unlike my ELR where they don't even work. And we got Mini of Fairfield County on the left and a Mini right in front of us, looking good. So, but yeah, the heated seats are amazing. There's no heated steering wheel, but I guess, you know what, in a pinch, you have these things called gloves, which I guess you can use, right? You don't need a heating steering wheel, although I like it. I like a heated steering wheel. But the car comes up to temperature very quickly. This morning it came up to temperature. Now it's only 33 degrees out, so it's kind of a wet, heavy slop. It's not the dry powder like the Utah Alta little Cottonwood Canyon powder that we all know and love. But yeah, the car came up to temperature quite quickly. This car has 143,804 miles on it, and it's eager to go. It's eager to show her dad that this is high voltage, and that's the name of the car. And it's eager to show that it can operate super well in a stormy condition. Now, I could have taken the Model Y today. Kathy doesn't have to go to work today. She's got a snow day. I love that concept of a snow day. I don't get snow days. There's no such thing. Nice Jeep over there with a plow on it. Hopefully some of the guys will be able to make some money today. But yeah, look, this is the gas engine hasn't been on the whole time that I've been on the ride today, and I'm about ready to get off my exit, doing about 32 miles an hour. Again, 33 degrees out, but the mode that I'm in right now, drive mode, is what they call normal mode. And normal mode is not sport mode, not mountain mode. I'm going to make a whole separate video about the different modes in these Volts and these ELRs and hybrid cars in general. But I will say that the ELR, the way that the engineers have tuned that car is that at this temperature, if I were driving the ELR to work, the engine would be on probably 50% of the time. It would kick on, it would kick off. Whereas the Volt, it doesn't. It stays on pure EV. I've got look at this guy here. Oh, nasty. It's like he definitely had a little accident there, but he's all by himself. Car's all alone. I don't know. Listen, you know what? In weather like this, you just want to take it easy, right? So I am in low mode here. I am going to use the regen, and the pickup truck behind me with four-wheel drive that's on my butt, he can stay on my butt. I'm going to take it easy and go slow as I approach this stoplight up here, because that's what you don't want to do, is have the momentum push you into another car. The thing about all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, none of that matters when you're trying to stop, right? It's all about tires, really. The most important thing you could do is have a dedicated snow tire on your car. Now, again, these are just all-season tires. There's a wedge bracket of class of tire called an all-weather tire, which is in between an all-season and a snow tire. Now, the engine did kick on here, and as I'm coming to a stop, and yeah, but the integration of the engine and when it kicks on to generate energy for the battery is definitely different mapping between the Volt and the ELR. Not something that you'll use or need to know, but very interesting that this particular car, a very high percentage of this Volt has been used on electric, the battery, 66% of its entire life of 144,000 miles. whereas my ELR, it's more like 42%. And I'm wondering if it's because of the fact the way the battery in the motor, the engine, I should say, kicks on so much more often. This is a very bumpy section of the road. I remember doing a video with my Lucid here on this section of the road, which was so annoying. It had incredible rattles in the back. They ended up fixing it. You know, I got to give them a little slack for that. It was just the rear panel in the back was just, it's one of those things that's annoying. For those of you who watch the channel, you know that I have misophonia and small noises drive me crazy. This car does have a little rattle in the back. At low speeds you can hear it, but doing 25 miles an hour here on a road like that, you can't really hear it. But there's no big like creaks or rattles in this Volt. It's put together really well, and I'm going to be sad to see this go. I will be selling this car shortly after I do a little bit more testing with it. But I will say this, that it is a great car. I know a number of you have reached out to me about wanting to buy this car. I'm not sure who I'm going to sell it to yet. I got to go back and see who reached out to me first. But I am going to sell it for whatever I paid for, my total cost, all in cost. And so it's going to be a great deal. And plus, you'd get a car vetted by me. That, you know, I mean, no guarantees, right? Nothing in life is guaranteed. I don't think, well, maybe some things are, but the Volt will not be guaranteed. There's no warranty, that's for sure. But I can tell you that this thing is really good. The XM stereo series is still... Take care now.